Matthew Cheney with TSN. Jesse, we just watched Marcelo Bielsa, 43 minutes, talk about his feelings with Copa America. You have a connection with Bielsa at Leeds. What what have you felt, given Canada's success in this tournament, about this whole competition?
Yeah, I saw, I didn't watch the whole press conference, but I saw some of Marcelo's comments. You know, I agree with certain things and then I disagree with certain things. For me, this tournament has not been professional for me. There's too many gaps in the way, in the treatment, in the overall experience from a day-to-day perspective. You know, I watched what happened after the match, and certainly I didn't know all the details, but you know, certainly we wouldn't want anyone's families or any players' families to be put in harm's way. But I know if Team Canada, if our team would have responded like this, that there would be heavy sanctions because of the treatment that we received from in this tournament the whole time. We've had our players be headbutted. We've had racial slurs thrown at our players live and through social media, and not just the situation with Moyes, but the entire tournament from opponents' fan bases and from whether it's live or in social media. We've been treated like second-class citizens, and in the entire time, I've challenged our team to stay disciplined and stay focused on our task at hand and to make sure that we represent ourselves and our country, because in the end, that's what this is. This is about representing your nation. You're on the national team, and our players have held themselves to the highest level of integrity. We've played hard. We've played aggressive. We've often been accused by the opposing coach before the match as a play to the referees that we crossed the line and that we're overly aggressive, and yet if you look at the CONCACAF teams and the treatment that they get in games, and the yellow cards per foul rate is way higher for every CONCACAF team. I watched the Uruguay-US game, and it was, for me, one of the most biased ref games against the United States that I've ever seen on their home soil. There's so many things I could say, but what I will again say is a big compliment to our team and to our focus and our discipline and our concentration to control what we can control. They've never crossed the line. They've never berated referees. They've never rolled around on the ground like children looking for calls and yellows from referees. They've held themselves with professional integrity and been an incredible representation of what it means to be a Canadian high-level athlete. And in that sense, we're going to go out again in another tough match against another really good opponent and know that there's going to be many things going against us, but we're going to make sure that we uphold, again, our standards, our discipline, our belief in ourselves, and we're going to show what we think being a Canadian is all about.
Hey, Jesse. This on? No, there we go. Pablo Maurer from The Athletic. I wanted to ask, obviously, this tournament to some has served as a bit of a measuring stick as far as CONCACAF goes. You guys are the last team standing, obviously. I'm curious, you know, do you rate overall the quality of your team on par or above the quality of United States and Mexico? Clearly, at this tournament, it seems that's the case, but generally speaking, what would you say? Thanks.
Yeah, look, again, I think to get to the semifinal, given the circumstances I just talked about, it's almost a miracle that we were able to achieve this. And that's not a slight against our players. I think that for the start that we've had as a group, the way we've performed, you know, I know that we believe in ourselves, right? Now, are we as talented or as the U.S. or Mexico? I don't know. I think that, you know, this group won the CONCACAF stage 2 years ago. And so that wasn't an accident. There was quality in that team. And I think we're continuing to build off of the foundation that's been built over the previous years, and that's our goal. We'll have the opportunity to play the U.S. and Mexico in the next window in September, and that will be a big challenge for us. One of the things that's unfortunate, I think, a little bit for our players and for our program is we don't get to play enough games on home soil. I mean, so since I've been here, it's been, 8 away matches, boys? You right? And so we'll probably have 2 more away matches in the next window, but we're really excited to get back into Canada because I think there's been a movement that's been started now and an excitement behind the team and the way that they've played and the excitement that we'll continue to try to build for the potential of what 2026 can be. So it's a little difficult to now say exactly where we're at, but I think we all believe in our potential and we're off to a really good start in our work together. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
This is the first time you've spoken to us since
Wait the microphone. Wait the microphone for, please.
Just a quick follow-up. This is the first time you've spoken with media since Greg was dismissed with the U.S. team. I'm just curious what you make of that move and what might lie ahead for them.
Yeah, I wish them luck. I hope they find the right person to lead the team.
Mario Cruz for On Sports and Top Big 90 here in the U.S. I have a question for you, Coach Jesse. I mean, we heard Marcelo Bielsa, talking or being aggravated about the organization of Copa America. What positive things have you seen in the whole tournament as an organization and also like in the game, like for you as like the Canadian coach, since it's the first games you've been?
Well, I would look. There's for us the opportunity to play against these opponents. Okay, I think has been massively helpful. Versus, sometimes, listen, CONCACAF presents its own challenges when you play in Central America and when you play in the Caribbean against some nations and what those matches are like. But these have been high-level games, right? And they're experienced teams, they're savvy teams, and we're still, we're a young team and a developing team, but I think that this has helped us a lot in our maturation process and helped us understand what high-level football needs to be. So we're thankful for the experience. Don't get that part wrong. It's just the standard at which you run a professional tournament, right? I think needs to be much better, much better.
Boys, you and I spoke about a month ago about how you were approaching this tournament. You've now played over half dozen games that I would imagine you would consider the biggest in your career. How have you developed as a player and in this atmosphere with Jesse and the team, and knowing how close this group grew together over the last 40-odd days, how have you seen the guys around you grow?
No, to be fair, firstly, I spoke with Jesse before Camp to Europe, 2 weeks before that, and he mentioned that he wanted to see what I can bring to the team and try to invest in me. And for me, I saw that as a great opportunity to show what I can do, not just to him, but to my teammates, because in the previous camps, I was training a lot, but not playing as many minutes. But for me, when I saw the chance to play against top teams in Europe, like France and Netherlands, I thought that it was a great opportunity for me to show what I can do and also play in those type of environments where there's like 30 to 40,000 away fans cheering against you, and for you to test yourself and see if you can handle that pressure. For me, I saw a golden chance to also test myself, because I know I have qualities, but to test them against these type of players, it's a great showing. And to answer your question about how our team improved, I think it's in that short amount of time, it's impressive, to be honest, but I think that's what you kind of expect, because all of my teammates think that they can play at the highest level, and a lot of them do. As you can see, Alfonso Davies, Jonathan David, they play Champions League games. You have Kyle Larin, who plays in Liga in Spain. So for them, it's a day-to-day. But for some players like me and Max Crepeau, who plays in MLS, I won't say a bad league, but there's definitely high levels to our game. So for us to be able to play in those type of environments and play 8 away games against so many away fans, for us it's been a crazy environment.
Hello, coach. Here, Andrea Montolivo from Agencia F. One question for you and for Moise. How is Alfonso Davis? How is he feeling? Can he play? And for you, I would like to know something special about him. How does he act in the locker room? How he is when you know it? Thanks.
You go first. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about Alfonso, right? Yeah. How is he? He's To be honest, if Alfonso Davies wasn't in our team, I don't think we could have gone so far because everyone is looking up to him because of if you look at his age and how much stuff he's done for not for just Canada but in his club, it's truly inspirational. And for someone like me who's been aspiring to try and reach his level, playing alongside him and watch how professionalism his professionalism, I think is just something I can strive for. And really, he's funny as well, and yeah, great guy for our locker room for sure.
Yeah, with that question, you give me another opportunity to talk about how poor the refereeing was in the tackle with Alfonso Davies. And if you were to turn it over and put that against the biggest player from the other team, specifically from South America in this tournament, the behavior and the treatment for such a tackle in such a situation would be very different. So we were lucky that we avoided any big injury with Alfonso, but we're not totally certain if he'll be available tomorrow. And one of the main jobs of a referee in any match is to protect the safety of players. And that was not doing his job.
Richard Mendez from ESPN Venezuela. Coach Jesse, some teams say we are here playing in the bad fields, bad conditions. How is the experience you have Canada in this experience of Copa America about the fields, about the hotels for the concentration? Thank you.
Yeah, I've said to the team that we aren't making any excuses. So going into every match, if the pitch hasn't been great, we've had one CONCACAF referee out of 6 matches. They've all been Common Bowl referees for us. We've known that the referees aren't going to be giving us any calls in the moment. We've known that the weather is difficult. We've known that the travel's not easy. We've known that the treatment's not great. But we're not here to make excuses. We're here to perform. We're here to learn. We're here to grow. And we're here to do the best that we can to represent our country. And I can't say enough about the players' mindset and their mentality to try to maximize every moment that they've been on the pitch together and how they've performed and what they've achieved together. So, I don't have too much. Certain moments haven't been ideal, but our team has stayed very professional and very organized and committed all the way.
Jesse, I know that Canada Soccer issued a statement yesterday, but you spoke about the growing interest in this team and certainly your coaching. Canada will play the United States in Kansas City in the fall. Which sideline will you be on?
Come on, man. I'm not leaving this job. I have no interest in the U.S. job. And to be fair, unless there's a big shift in the organization, I don't think that I'll ever have interest in that job in the future. So I'm really happy here. I couldn't be happier, actually, in terms of what it's like to work with the leaders in this organization and what it's like to work with this team.
Hi, Coach. Dairon Quiroz for ESPN. Some people keep asking about how important is the third place game. I wanted to ask you, both of you, whoever wants to answer, how important is this game for the third place in the Copa America?
It's for us, the Canadian men's soccer team. I think it's a chance to prove that we belong in this competition, even though it's our first ever participation. I think we've done really well, and we've done in a short amount of time as Jesse was here. I think we've improved a lot, like I said. But yeah, there's a lot to play for, and the third place is massively important for us for sure.
Yeah, I would say in general, when you're a national team coach, you don't get that many opportunities to have your team together. And for us, an opportunity to play such a great team like Uruguay, with a great coach and a real special type of team in a real tournament setting, obviously both teams wish we were in the final, but for us and where we are in our development, this is still a massive opportunity for us to challenge ourselves. So we're taking it as such, and we'll be ready for a good match tomorrow.
Moise, everything that you dealt with after the Argentina game on social media, to watch Alistair come right back on social media, not only defend you, but explain what this team is and where they come from, the brotherhood on this team. How does that make you feel when you pull on the jersey now? I mean, you talked earlier about like wanting to obviously wear it and play and represent your country. Does it have a different meaning when, your coach too was right up there in the media speaking his mind about what he felt about that situation? Does it give a different meaning to putting on this national team jersey around these group of players?
For me, it always been a proud moment to play with the national team jersey, because it's something I've been dreaming since I was trying to be a professional athlete, I think. But after it happened and what my teammates showed, I just felt like putting the jersey was just giving me more strength, because not only they were with me, but if you're not in a minority, you'll never understand how it feels to be treated this way. But just to know that even though they don't have the same color as you, they treat you as if you're just a human being. For me, I just had fire in my eyes, to be honest, and I just wanted to give everything for this team. And I spoke to Jesse. Jesse spoke to me, and I told him that for me, the only thing we could do to change things is to make it to the quarterfinals and prove that we belong, and we did so. So now I'm really proud to be in this team, really.
Coach Jesse, Mario Cruz again for Tubin and 100 Sports. You've been the coach of the Canadian team for 3 months, if I'm not wrong, less than 10 games. What's the feeling of like already making history in the Canadian soccer?
I've just tried to work tirelessly to give these players an opportunity to be successful in a short period of time, right? And in a big challenge of what this tournament is. And so really when I look at it, and even when I just hear Moise talk there, like if you worked with these men every day, you would see how special they are. You would see how much they love each other. You would see how much they're committed to the national team, even though they all have their own individual professional careers that really dictate what their income will be, what their futures will be. But they come here and I couldn't ask them to give more. And so I have a responsibility then to them, to the national team program, to the country, to do the best that I can to give them the platform that they deserve to be at their best and to show what they have. And I think we've done that. I think that if you can say one thing, we could have scored more goals. Maybe, we could have found a way to win a couple more games in there. But the identity of what's being created, I think, is clear. And they deserve most of the credit for that. And it's just been a privilege to be their coach. And I've just tried every day to provide them with the opportunity to be at their best.
Okay. Coach, Moise, thank you.
Thank you very much.